What up, everybody? Oh, you hyper thing. Wanting your back scratched again, silly girl. Anyway, though, back to what I was going to say. There's been one thing going around for a while that, I'm just like, these people are stupid if that's actually what they believe. I'm trying to say that you're not a real gamer if you were within the group of people who didn't know what the Wii U was for like the first 2 years, and just thought that the gamepad was an added on accessory for the Wii. First of all, that's a very common mistake for people to make. And why was it such a common mistake? Because Nintendo did such a piss poor job advertising and marketing the Wii U that literally most people did not know what it was for the first 2 years. That's just a straight up fact, whether these fanboys want to admit it or not. And yes, I say fanboys because the only people I have seen making this claim that you're not a real gamer if you just thought the Wii U was an added-on accessory or didn't know it was a new system or whatever, in the start. Yeah, the only kind of people I've seen making those claims have literally been proven Nintendo fanboys. Like 100% proven. So, yeah. My hand gets tired after a while, silly butt. I'm just saying. So, yeah. And no, I'm not no Nintendo hater. I'm going to make that known right now. I mean, I guess I can't even look at one single wall in my room without seeing something related to Nintendo. So, yeah. I mean, my goodness, I'm looking right behind me and I see my tapestry. Well, I'll just show it right there if the camera will ever focus. Look at that. That's a Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Tapestry. Let's see, what else have I got on another wall here? Well, you can't really see it very well, but again, I have a big Mario poster right behind my stuff that I have hanging up. Up Legend of Zelda poster. Look at them Nintendo related plushies, and look at that, even more Nintendo related stuff. Yeah, again, you can see another Mario. I don't know if you can see it, but there's my little Toon Link plushie, along with the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild puzzle. Big old Legend of Zelda poster right there. And before anybody makes fun of me for having a mannequin in the corner of my room, there's a reason why that is. I wanted to go out and get one of these big foam Harley Quinn statues or something like that, But those things are like freaking $600 and higher. So I had the opportunity to get a mannequin for like $35. So eventually I'm just going to get a Harley Quinn outfit or something like that and dress it up like that or whatever. That or Wednesday Addams. I haven't really made up my mind yet what I want to do yet. So yeah, but look, right there, more Nintendo. Oh, look at that. My Pauline, tapestry. Oh, yeah, right here. I forgot to show off another one if it'll focus. Look at that, Kirby. So I've got something of literally everything Nintendo related. Oh, look at that. Look at all those Switch games. Switch games and Switch 2 titles and whatnot. Oh, over here, Wii and Wii U games and some GameCube games. So, yeah, I got my Switch 2 right there. I got my Wii and my Wii U right there. So, yeah, I'm trying to see if I see anything else Nintendo related. But I think that's it. Well, I also have a Mario hat somewhere, but still. Nonetheless, though, nobody can sit there and say I'm a Nintendo hater. Because of this video I'm making, basically calling everything for what it really is, So, yeah. No, at the end of the day, it was a very common thing for people to misunderstand what the Wii U was. Again, I didn't even know it was a new system until 2 years after its release because of Nintendo doing a piss poor job with their marketing and advertising and whatnot. And here's the thing. All these fanboys have one thing in common. They were all just a bunch of sperm cells swimming around their daddy's nutsack whenever I was playing the NES. Just saying. I mean, I technically started out on an Atari, but yeah. Like I said, I've had every single Nintendo system that's ever existed at one point in time. Yeah, sure, some of them we've sold or traded off, but still. But yeah, I mean, we had an NES. Of course, we got rid of that because every time you turn around, you're having to blow into a cartridge or try to get shit to work. Which didn't find out until a few years ago that wasn't really fixing nothing. That was probably just making it worse. But yeah, we used to have a Super Nintendo, which, again, that's something that my sister took, and then her kids ended up tearing it up. So, yeah, which is unfortunate. I used to have an N64, didn't realize what I had, and I ended up selling it to get a a Dreamcast during that time. Stupidest decision ever, I know. But it is what it is. Where'd you go, silly butt? Oh, you're right there. Where's my baby? Oh, there she is. Anyway, though, yeah, this is a game we play. I ask where's my baby at, and she jumps up here and gets all excited. Kind of how like what it was whenever Johnny Depp would say, "Where's Arnie?" on the What's Eating Gilbert Grape movie, and you'd see Leonardo DiCaprio, whatever his name is, his character getting all excited and everything. So yeah. Anyway, though, but yeah, like I said, I had an N64, a system I wish I still had, if I'm going to be perfectly honest, because it was by far one of the best Nintendo systems ever made. You know, I did have a GameCube, and technically I still do, because my Wii is backwards compatible with GameCube games. And as you can see, I've got a Wii and I got a Wii U. I just showed those off, so yeah. I technically have a Switch, but I gave it to my mom because my mom was wanting one. So when I got me a Switch 2 and got everything transferred over and everything, I was like, okay, there you go. You know. So yeah. So nobody can sit there and say I'm a Nintendo hater. But at the end of the day, again, it is asinine to sit there and say that you're not a real gamer if you didn't know that the Wii U was a new system right from the get-go. Again, it was a very common mistake because of Nintendo's piss poor job of advertising and marketing and whatnot. So yeah. You know. So don't try this "you're not a real gamer" shit with me, like, for real. Again, I don't care how disgusting and rude it sounds. I've been swimming around. I was playing games, Nintendo games at that, when all these, fantards and whatnot were swimming around in their daddy's nutsack. Like, just to be honest on that. So, yeah. So, yeah. That's really all to say on all that. But yes, again, I mean, I can't stress it enough. There's a lot of real gamers, hardcore gamers and everything, that made the same mistake where they thought that the gamepad was just an added-on accessory for the Wii. So, yeah. That's how it's been quite a while now. It's like all these fanboys come up with lame-ass excuses for everything. Here's another thing. They always want to label anybody who dares to say anything negative about Nintendo as haters or grifters, I guess is a new term, but whatever. But which I have watched a lot of the content of these so-called grifters, and they're not grifters. Matter of fact, they are long-time Nintendo fans themselves that are just fed up with Nintendo's greed and nonsense and whatnot. So yeah, so they're just simply taking a stand and everything, and I get that. I really do. So yeah, I mean, that's why I buy most of my games used or whatever. I hardly ever show Nintendo support anymore because of how greedy they're getting. And yes, it's the same exact way with Xbox or any other system. I don't give none of these platforms a pass when it's all said and done. I call them all out for being greedy and things like that. So, yeah.